I'm a state certified driving instructor, and I'm going to tell you some of the things I look for in students and how we get them done quickly. And if you're a student, these are some of the things you should be listening for if you're getting ready to take driver's education or if you're thinking about getting a refresher course. Good instructors look for students who are leaders. You're going to be very nervous when you come into the classroom. You're going to have your parents there. They're going to have your birth certificate. You're going to feel weird, a little bit odd. You're going to have a lot of your peers looking at you and talking to you. I've learned to listen and kind of watch your nonverbals because in college, I have a marketing minor and nonverbal major. So I look at your nonverbals. Are you smiling at your parents? Do you have a notebook, a pencil, or a pen? Are you really prepared for driver's ed? Or are you going to be one of the students who just sits there and sucks all the answers from others? I like students that work hard, who participate, who sit up front, and who are leaders. Little do you know, I am a very patient person. I'm patient when you're signing up for driver's ed. I'm patient when your mom and dad is telling me your schedule because I do have a timeline to get you done. And I need to adhere to this timeline. And it's really important that we all work together to get you done. And this is the chance for you to grow up as a young man or a young lady. I've seen different things, and I'm going to tell you some stories. It's important that I am nice to you. I'm not going to do when you make mistakes. You will make mistakes. A mistake will be overturning the wheel. Your car jumps the curb. I'm not going to snap on you, but I need to tell you, you will damage the car, blow out the rim, and then I'll have to fix a flat tire. Let me tell you a quick story. Had a young lady driving a couple years ago. She hit a huge pothole in the middle of the street. She blew out the front tire. It was in the wintertime. She started crying. I said, it's okay, young lady. It's not your fault. So we got the car over. It was by a Burger King. No, I didn't go in to get a Whopper, but we pulled over to the side. My hands were freezing. I had to jack up the car, get the tire iron, get the tire off, and put the spare on. So you need to know how to change your tire. Next, you want someone to give you directions in advance. Your heart is going to be in your throat. You're going to be very nervous. You're going to have some of your friends in the car, and I encourage you to sign up with your friends. It's always nice that you sign up with your friends. And what I do, I make my schedule a week ahead of time. I map out all my availability, and then I rotate. In class, I say, okay, who has friends? I like 2 of you to sign up, 3 of you to sign up, 4 of you to sign up. I try to rotate each group. Remember, I have to get you done in a certain amount of time. Different states have different requirements. In my state, you need to be done in 6 weeks. If you work hard, you can be done in 4.5, baby. But you have to take your knowledge test in the end. So I tell all my students this. Also, sometimes I have helicopter parents. These are parents that float around above my head, above your head, trying to tell me what to do. Let me do my job. I'm the certified driving instructor. Amen. I'm the certified driving instructor. Leave me alone. Let me flow. Let me do my thing because I'm going to get your son or daughter done quickly. Some sons or daughters, girls or boys are like, I am so sorry. My mom is, or my dad is, or both parents come in with a notebook and a schedule. You know I'm in trouble. So I try to kind of separate myself from that because I know you're so nervous. And then once we are in the car, we have conversations. We talk about school. We talk about college. We talk about your family. I always try to meet your mom, meet your dad, regardless of how your lesson went. I always say something good. That's really important because your mom and dad are super nervous, full of anxiety, and they don't even know what to think. So it's really important. Also, I've had parents follow us around. That's right. They follow us around and the kid is embarrassed. Parents, don't follow us around. It's enough anxiety. Next, I don't make last minute decisions. When I sign up my schedule, it's locked. Unless the car breaks down, you get sick, I get sick. This is post-COVID. During COVID, it was a whole new animal, And that's a whole nother situation, and I explain. I try to keep that schedule solid, and I try to get you guys done in 5, 7, 10, 12, or 21 days. Typically, I drive anywhere from 20 to 30 kids. My max number is 36. So it's about mental health. Some kids are fatigued because they're doing volleyball, they're doing basketball, they're going up north, and then they want to drive. So parents, don't overschedule your son or daughter. You're going to set them up for failure and anxiety. Next, I try to make conversations with my students because I want to know who you are. How do you think? What makes you upset? What do you do when you make a mistake? Do you get frustrated and beat the dashboard? Do you start crying? Do you start shaking? I'm here for you because I'm not only a teacher and a driver's ed instructor, I'm a psychologist because I'm here to support you. And that's so important because you're growing up. You're moving away from mom and dad. Shh. I'm going to tell you a secret. Sometimes your mom and dad don't want you to grow up. They want to keep you depending on them. So I see a mix of situations. And I learn to speak up when I need to. I learn to be quiet when I need to. And I learn to speak my mind when I need to. I have all of that in a sense of humor. And if you've been watching this, you better subscribe to the channel because I'm going to keep it real with you and 100. I'm very considerate as I get a chance to meet both mom and dad. And I see more separated parents than I do parents together. Over the last 7 to 10 years, I see a lot of parents who are separated. They live with grandma, they live with uncle, they live with auntie. So in some cases, the mom has no idea what's going on, or the dad has no idea what's going on, or auntie is dropping it off. So I watch and I observe. Thank you. That means a lot. It does, right? I use a lot of visual demonstrations. People need to know what's going on. How do you turn the wheel? There's more than one way to turn the steering wheel. You can turn hand over hand. You can turn hand to hand. There's 9 and 3. There's 10 and 2. There's 7 and 5. I know that's a lot. So what I need you to do is settle on one way to turn the wheel. There's more than one way. As an instructor, I'm looking for you to have vehicle control. A lot of guys, they think they're cool and big pimping with one hand. Dun, dun, dun. You're going to crash, my boy. A lot of girls have so much anxiety. Shh. I'm going to tell you another secret. Some of my best drivers have been female. They listen, they work hard. I reward people who work hard. I work hard. I work hard to manage the class. I work hard to do the daily activities. I work hard to get your certificate to you quickly. So if I work hard, you're going to work hard. I work harder when you work hard for me. If you cause me a problem, you're going to delay the process. And yes, I've had to put out some students before because they're disruptive, they're bullies, and they don't listen in class. And I'm not going to have that. Why? Driving is a privilege, not a right. The company backs me 100%. And if I'm wrong, I'll apologize to the parent as well as the company. Let's keep it moving. I'm a fun teacher. I like it to have a lot of fun activities, Kahoot, Quizlet, book it or block it. I make custom games. But the focus is to prepare you for your knowledge test. On the channel, I have some Kahoots, I have some Quizlets. How to overcome driving? You first need to decide that you're ready to drive. And if you're ready to drive, you need to go to the DMV, the Department of Motor Vehicles. You need to take a knowledge test. It's anywhere from 20 to 25 questions. It may take you 2 or 3 times. You have to pass the test. Once you pass the test, then you're going to get a temporary instruction permit for 30 days, 45 days. Remember, it varies from state to state, province to province. You need to be driving with your mother or father, or uncle or auntie or cousin, someone who's going to let you drive, who's not scared to think that you're going to smash their car. You won't. But if you have someone who's screaming at you, oh my God, ah, you're going to crash, right? If you have someone who's chilled and supportive, who's going to give you love and say, listen, you got to slow down a little bit. You got to pick up. Check before you make your turn. You're going to do well. So positivity, love, and support. Because driving is a chance for our young Americans, our young adults around the world to grow up. Driving teaches you responsibility. It teaches you how to take care of a car. Parallel parking. Great questions. Let's keep them coming. You need to go into your neighborhood. Now, you need to park by someone who maybe knows you. A lot of people get upset. Don't park by my car. I had an old man chase us one time down the street. I said to myself, I'm going to respect you. He chased us down the street and started screaming at us. So you need to find a car in your neighborhood, pull up next to the car. You want to be about 12 inches, 15 inches or less. You reverse. You turn your wheel all the way to the right. You turn the wheel all the way to the right. The rear of the car will go into the right. The front will swing out. Once you're halfway, you turn the wheel the opposite way. I have some great parallel parking videos over the next couple days. I will make some. I'll get the GoPro, put it right here. I will show you how to park. You tell me what you need. I will make it happen. Good instructors share classroom stories, right? I told you the story of the young lady who ran over a huge pothole, blew out the front rear tire. It was in the wintertime. We had to pull into the King of Burgers, Burger King. My hands were freezing. I had to jack up the car as quick as possible. I had to get that tire iron out. I had to break those lug nuts. There were 4 of them. Get the spare, put it on, screw it. It was an ordeal. Told my manager, we went to the tire place. We got a new tire. Those things do happen. Once every 2 or 3 years, yes, the driver's head car gets a flat tire. You need to know how to change a tire. I always remind my students to do things constantly. I want to see great speed control. I want to see you make a good decision at the intersection. I've learned to tell them and help them what to do. But around drive 3 or 4, I'm going to be more of a passenger. I want to see you make good decisions. What is a good decision? You don't run yellow, red lights. What is a good decision? You look over your shoulder before you make a lane change. Mirror, turn signal, blind spot. If I don't see you do that, you're going to cut off a car. When you merge onto the expressway, you're over 45 miles an hour, right? When you're driving in a neighborhood, you're under 20 miles an hour. I want to see you consistently look around. A lot of beginning drivers stare at the speedometer. They look down at their hands. We're going to crash. Are you coachable? Do you listen? If you play sports, you're going to listen to your coach. I'm a school teacher. Do you listen to your teacher? What type of grades do you have? I ask these questions to get a psychological profile on you. And I've learned to not judge people. I've learned to listen to you and treat you like that adult you want to be, where your parents might not treat you like an adult. Driving, voting, 21 and up, drinking, those things are important. So I want to see you grow up, because we only have 6 lessons or 4 lessons or 8 lessons. So it's really important that you master the skills I'm trying to teach you. And if there's any issues, your parents can call me, because I have to see you be successful. I'm the one that signs your certificate. I'm the one that grades your test. Then I take it over to the corporate office. It's really important that you live your best life. You can get your license at 21. A lot of people do. Don't think you're alone, because you're not alone. Go to the DMV. I don't care if you have to take an Uber, Lyft, ride your bike. Study. They'll give you a little study guide. You have to pass that test. My question for you, have you went to the DMV already? Have you tried to take that test, Jackson? Right? Hopefully it's yes, right? You can go there. I'm here to encourage you. And if I think you're from Florida, if I was down there, I would take you there. We would do some test prep. I'm a certified instructor. So what I would do, you'd be my niece, right? I get you in the car, we drive around, I want to see you turn, get you comfortable in the neighborhoods, then we go into the DMV. You got to get your paperwork. So you got to have someone in your family who's willing to invest time in you, right? Because of COVID. Okay, everyone, look, I had a big old fro afro, had a big old beard. Okay, we all had that. You've got to get to the DMV. You have to. You can't let things hold you back. If I could bring the DMV to you, I would. You would go in that building, you would take that test. I don't care if it took you 10 times. Take it, master it. If you fail by 3 or 2, they have 10 different versions. I'm giving you a cheat code. They have 10 different versions. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They have 10 different versions. So you've got to master those skill sets. You got to master those signs. I'm here for you virtually, and I want to encourage you to go to the DNB, take that test, get your TIP. It might be $20 or $25 because you've been supporting me for a long time. And the least I can do for you is be your psychological and emotional and virtual driver's ed instructor and see you be successful, because that's what it's really all about. You have to do this for you. You can't do it for your mom. You can't do it for your dad. You can't do it for your boy. You can't do it for your girl. It has to be you. Just like you see me here grinding, putting in time to educate all of you. So I need you to continue to push hard. I've shared a lot of stories. I've taken students to the DNV before. Okay, they're 18 years old. Yeah, you do have to pray. You will make it, because God only gives you what you need. He will never put more on your plate than you can handle. So I need you to understand that. And God will provide. Okay, if you really, really need it, God will provide. That's facts. I've been there, right? Either you're going into a storm, raining and clouds, or you're coming out of a storm. I'm coming out of a storm, right? I always remind you to do things constantly. Get to the DMV. Sign up for driving. Be humble when you go to class. I love students who ask questions. Ask questions. How do I become a better driver? You work on good speed control. You work on parking. You drive in your neighborhood, 12 right turns, 12 left turns. You work on having your hands at 9 and 3 or 10 and 2 or 7 and 5. There's more than one to turn the steering wheel. I'm going to tell you another story. I had a young man that had one arm, baby. I said, oh my God, how am I going to teach him? So I said, okay, you get into the car, you adjust your seat the way it's comfortable for you. Because I had never driven a student who had one arm, right? I can. You can go to a driver's ed facility, authorized driver's ed school, wherever you're from, and say, listen, here's my age. I want to take a few lessons. Do you offer a package deal? A lot of companies maybe do 3 drives for $125, 5 drives for $175. It depends. Go in for yourself. See the cars. Are the cars clean? Do the instructors have nice shirts on? Right? Does the owner care? Is it updated? Or are you stepping back to 1980 or the early 2000s, right? Good companies have up-to-date technology, nice cars, the instructors are nice, and it takes time, right? If you're trying to chase money, you're going to snap at students, you're going to get tired and fall asleep at the wheel. If you care about students and love them and love yourself, where I am in my career, it's all good, right? And you will feel that love from your teacher when they help you and they teach you and show you how to turn, show you how to merge, show you how to parallel park. That is so important. And I want you to insist in the be uplifting. You should feel so good about yourself, and you should feel super successful. I need all of you to subscribe, get inspired. I'm going to come and talk to you guys tomorrow, 12, maybe 3, and maybe 6. And I'm going to give you a perspective so you guys can get driving and you guys can look at my library of content. Bye, guys. Subscribe.